Welcome back to My Hero Academia anime review episode number 108. This is discussing different. Now, the last episode I talked about no the manga. Here I got a couple things to talk about. First one to talk about is My Hero Academia Ultra Analysis. You're probably thinking, what the heck is this? It's a character profile book. Details, basically stuff about the characters, some of the story arcs for the series, even interview between the creator of this series and Tite Kubo, the creator of Bleach, which I found to be quite interesting to read. I highly recommend this for people who are hardcore fans of My Hero Academia. I'm not going to rating, it's just a character profile book. It's not really much for rating standard for that one. My guess is the reason why they release this thing, and this is, thank you, yeah. My guess is the reason why they released it because Volume 30 has been delayed a few times. Yes. And my guess is this media needs to release something, so release that. And like, okay, fine. Now, next book is something I will be talking about something in detail. We have the second volume for My Hero Academia Team Up Missions. This is just recently came out here. Now, this book contains like a few team up missions per se. We have team up missions. We have missions 4 through 9, plus a one shot. The one shot is Deku and Bakuto Rising. It's a quick 2-parter. All this one is a story set before the events of the pilot episode of My Hero Academia. Also the first chapter of the series. It's set roughly I'd say like a year or two prior to that. So you could probably say this is set during the events of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. That's possible. It's just basically them posting on a criminal. That's simply what it is. Now, the first story I want to talk about was actually Mission 8, which I found to be the least interesting story of all of these. Class A versus Mama. They Class 1A, few people with Class 1A suspect he's being abused by Class 1B, and pretty waste of time. Yeah, it's not that good of a story. Now, Mission 4 is quite interesting. Those who want to communicate with the Abyss. This one, of course, is a team mission, so we have these very people team up. And this one is simply Deku, Tokiomi, and this guy. Yep. Feels like a good, Indiana Jones style story. Involving finding a guy with a pentagram on his hand. Him looking into this guy's heads. He's a mind reader. Where apparently he first goes Deku, thinks he's the coolest. And then of course and then you have the whole dark history of this guy. Apparently he's weak around girls. And the first girl they think of is Mushroom Girl. Okay, doesn't imply you have a thing for her. It's so funny. And Tokiomi, talk about dark past, whatever. And into something Dark Shadow. Yep. It's a pretty good story. It's a nice story for what it is. The next story, which is called Hell's Kitchen, which involves Shudo, Dinky, and a couple others. Sintra he's from the same school as Cammy, and the guy who likes beating his head to the ground. Now, from Shudo's perspective, this probably is the first time since that remodeled course that he's actually seen him. Yep. Actually, no, it wasn't a remodeled course. It was either that or probably when we first met him. Yeah, just basically a cooking mission. It's interesting for what it is. Yeah. Almost there. So it's a really interesting story. I kind of like it. Next one is simply where Ojiro teams up with the Visible Girl. Yes, Tail teams up with the Visible Girl for a story. It's them basically going on patrol. Yep, that's simply what it is. It's interesting to say the least. Two characters who don't get much love by the writer, don't get much development. Physical recently got development when you finally see her freaking face after 5 years. Yes. Yeah. Mission 7 is called Might and Mike. Simply put, this is a team story of present Mike and All Might on the radio. It's a good radio story. It's a story about basically of how stuff involved with students. Really fun story. Yeah. This is a thoroughly enjoyable one. And then the last one is Ultra use illusions responsibly, okay? Whereas basically Cammy, Red Riot, Shudo, and Bakudo. Yep, that's what team up for this mission. Yeah. Cammy, which I think is so great. Cammy, of course, this is only the second story she's ever appeared in. Because her first story, the actual Cammy, shows up in Remodel Course. Now, technically, you could say the license exam was her debut, but that was actually Toga disguised as her. So you can kind of say this is actually her second story. And she introduced herself. And of course, Red Riot politely introduced her. And that got good to meet you. Proper. I'm Major Konosema. By her name was Red Riot. Yep. He's like, I'm Cammy. You just call me Cammy. Yep, Cammy is me. Just chill. It is Cammy. So, yeah. She's an absolute delight of a character. Yeah, if you watch the Remodel Course, at one point she's have a kid's face in her chest. She really has no boundaries. Yep. It's just basically an amusement park for a story. And of course, Bakabi his usual shouty self. So, you have 3 people from Class 1A and 1 person from another school, which is kind of odd, but it's nice to see Cammy. Really interesting story for this one is, and probably by far out of all the stories, in my opinion, the best one. I love this one. It's really good. How I rank these stories, Deku Bakudo Rising, that's pretty decent what it is, but that's a one-shot. But the missions themselves, Mission 9 is really good. I'd say probably the weakest one is probably Mission 8. Because it's all due to a misunderstanding. Okay. What do I think is probably the second best one? I would probably say it's... Well, I would say actually Mission 4 is probably tied with Mission 9. 2 really good ones. I would say second best one is also a tie between Mission 5 and Mission 6. And just behind that one is Mission 7. All really good missions. It's just that Mission 8 basically is the weakest one. For My Hero Academia fans, 9.5 out of 10. Yep. Excuse me. So that's going to be it for this particular review. Excuse me. What I am doing tonight, I'm not sure. You'll find out soon, okay? Next video. Bye.